So, my friends, I'm here at the SuperHumans Center for rehab, and our guide Eddie was gracious enough to take us all through this wonderful facility, and he has his own story to tell. So he's going to let us know who he is and his personal story about Ukraine.
I'm Eddie. I'm 29. I'm from the UK originally, and I'm a sailor by profession. However, I've been working as a humanitarian volunteer in Ukraine since October 2022. I came here, initially the plan was to do 3 months in Ukraine, do humanitarian work, get some stories, then go back to sea. And after being here for a couple of weeks, I realised that I had to stay. So 3 months has turned into 3 years and hopefully a lifetime ahead of me. But I started off doing various jobs in the humanitarian sector. Initially I was delivering food aid and equipment into Bakhmut when that was the front lines. And then I sort of transitioned into different, a variety of different jobs. I worked on infrastructure projects, repairing roofs in liberated territory where there were still people living in these destroyed villages, water projects, delivering fresh drinking water to frontline towns, repairing roads, infill, exfil routes for ambulances. Worked with a few medical teams as well. And then the last work I did in the front lines and how I ended up looking like this, I was doing civilian evacuations from the city of Pokrovsk in Donetsk Oblast in eastern Ukraine. And we've been working there for several weeks. The Russians had pushed right up to the gates of the city, and so we were pulling civilians out of their out of basements and their homes where they were still living in the most horrendous conditions. And so we were evacuating civilians, and on the 30th of January this year, 2025, we had evacuated 3 civilians and a dog in the morning. We went back into the city to pick up 2 more people, and as we were leaving the city to take the civilians to take them on to the next location, we were targeted and hit by a Russian FPV drone. So that was a drone, first-person view drone, so controlled. The pilot could see what they were flying towards. They could see what they were attacking. We drive a white van. We wear white high-vis vests. We don't carry weapons. We don't wear camouflage.
So you were identified as a humanitarian aid, not military.
Identified, yeah. We had evacuatia and volunteer written on our van. There was no doubt what we were, and particularly with an FPV drone, you can see what you're hitting up until the last second.
Yes, of course.
So they knew exactly what they were doing. So we had the drone go through the roof of the van about 3 meters behind me. The charge went off. The charge went through the armor of the van, through the seat, and then through my shoulder, and then into my leg. It took my shoulder pretty much clean off, and my leg was just destroyed. Luckily, my team lead, Ukrainian guy called Philip, he was incredibly professional. We were working for an organisation that prioritises medical training, an organisation called Base UA. And because of this medical training, because of this professionalism, he was able to save my life. And he got 2 tourniquets on me, one on my arm, one on my leg, one on my arm, in 2.5 minutes, which stopped the worst of the bleeding. I was transferred to a pickup truck that turned up behind us, and I was casevaced out to an ambulance, and then from the ambulance, transferred into the ambulance and taken to a trauma suite in a city called Dobropilia. From there, they removed my arm and my leg and stabilized me and sent me onto Dnipro, and then Kiev, and then in March 2025, I was transferred to SuperHumans, where I began my rehabilitation journey. And I've been first off going through the rehab side of things, and then now actually working with SuperHumans as an ambassador for the centre. And honestly, it's an incredible job. The centre here is doing amazing work, and for me, it's a real honor to be able to promote the work we do and just show off what Ukraine is capable of when it comes to looking after our heroes.
Very good. You were very lucky to have a friend that knew immediately to put tourniquet on your leg and save your life.
Yep.
And now you're saving other people's lives.
I'm trying to.
So you're doing a great job. Before we end, can you again tell us about this huge cat that's here in front of the building?
So this was an art installation that after the show had finished, it was donated to us, and it has become we're a hospital. We have surgical suites. We're a medical center first and foremost. However, we're not. We don't want to be clinical. We don't want to be this sort of sanitized, white floor, white corridor hospital. And so we aim to make the rehab journey and the hospital journey as fun as possible. And part of that is kind of breaking that stereotype of you turn up in a hospital and it's scary. You turn up to our hospital, you turn up to our rehab center, and the first thing you're greeted by is a giant cat. It's absurd, but it's fun, and it's something that immediately shows what this center is like. We're not your average center, and it's something that just really catches your eye, and it's just something that is, I think the only way to describe it is absurd.
Yes.
But it perfectly encapsulates the attitude we have here at SuperHumans of having fun and making the journey of starting a new life with incredible injuries something positive.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly appreciate your time, Mr. Eddie, and all the work you've done and taking us all through to show us this wonderful complex. And I think the American people and hopefully British people will get to view your interview and see what a great person you are.
I hope so. Thank you so much.
Thank you.